Welcome back to Anime Savants and the hot take.
Ugh.
Let's just go ahead and get it out.
Today is a painful day. I don't know why I do this to myself. So we had some prep work for the show, and of course, in the process of that, I was browsing around Crunchyroll just to see what's up there. I use all different sorts of services, so I'm never aware of like what's on one or what's on another. And I saw, was it the Irregular in a Magic High School, which is a show that I swore that I watched and didn't care for. I remembered some weird stuff that was in it, and it was late. And I was like, well, since I can't recall what was going on here, I'll turn it on and see if any memories resurface. My God. What an awful show. Just from top to bottom. So bad. There may be like a running theme week to week, at least when it comes to stuff that triggers me, which is trying to understand where some of this stuff came from. When I say stuff, I'm talking about like, whether it's individual shows or ideas that I keep seeing popping up in light novels and manga and anime. Like, I have questions. I'm not a Japan expert. I don't claim that I have any special insight into the culture or the society, but there are times when I'm watching something where parts of my brain just start to leak out of my ears because I can't believe what I'm watching. So, Irregular.
Oh, okay.
Irregular is very questionable. Someone, and I won't take credit for this, described it as a show that has some of the most interesting ideas to present, just done or executed in the most boring way possible. And it's true. The middle chunk of probably the first season is like 10 or 12 episodes dedicated to some kind of weird, boring inter-high school competition, like where you'd normally stick a tournament arc, except if the tournament was like magical skeet shooting and like strange battle surfing that doesn't really serve any purpose other than to like get all of the girls who are hovering around the main character's harem to exclaim on multiple occasions how perfect and wonderful our MC is. Like, it's just gross shit like that makes me question like the overall morality of the entire country of Japan. Like, I don't understand why these shows exist. So let's go down a list of the things that our wonderful main character, who I don't even remember his name anymore. I don't even remember. He's that forgettable. Okay? He is a magician. He is a ninja. He is a high school student. He is a deputized police officer. He is a secret agent. He's also an engineering genius. Maybe a once-in-a-lifetime engineering genius. I mean, if he was a doctor, he would have hit like the Asian trifecta of like what their sons are supposed to be. But alas, he does have flaws, such as not being good at the part of magic that his racist, fascistic magic society actually cares about. But he's so good at all the other ones that he can make up for it. It's just that he's not tested correctly, which is its own like very weird like inside dig at what I assume to be the part of like meritocratic Japanese society, where it's like, all these insecure little boys sitting in high school, the one thing that they believe about themselves is like, man, if only I was tested on all the stuff I was actually good at, then maybe I'd be somewhere in society. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. The show has like it's yet another show where like the subplot is racism. In this case, it's like magic racism. And I would normally want to care about stuff like that, except it's presented in a way that makes me think that the entire society that these people are living in isn't even worth fighting for. Like, why would I want to reform this horrible world that they live in, where you can basically be instantly murdered from across the city for like, stepping to the wrong person's like girlfriend / sister. Oh yeah, by the way, it's like it's a sister con and a bro con relationship at the center of the two most important characters in the show, and it's the creepiest shit ever. It's like it's an asexual like sexual relationship. I don't even understand how this happened. It makes no sense to me. It scares me, actually. It's one of those shows where I'm uncomfortable to watch it around people, but not because of what's on, like, what would show up, what's animated. It's not, a bunch of jiggly tits and, like, weird stuff. I'm worried that they may actually read the subtitles. It's so gross. Everything about it is bizarre. On top of the fact that, like, there are some really, really well thought out sci-fi and fantasy ideas, and if you removed some of the grossness and some of the, like, just over the top author insert, like, bait material that's there, you would actually have a show that's maybe doing things a little bit differently than other sort of, like, I'm a magical guy in a magical high school in a magical world kind of situation. Because they do try to science-ify the idea of magic. That's cool. Plenty of books have done that, and it's fine. I think the author had some neat concepts. The notion that, like, there's the old way of doing magic, which is slow and clunky and similar to what you might imagine in, like, a D&D campaign, versus this newfangled way, which involves machines and everything else. Like, there's a commentary about, like, about modernity and the direction that society is going, and various characters do struggle sort of with that conflict between tradition and the rapid pace of society moving on. There's, like, cool stuff there, but that's about it. When you strip it away, this main character has, like, a 20-woman harem, like, for no reason whatsoever. Like, nothing. There will never be any catharsis at all. This isn't one of those shows that's gonna, like, give you anything back for all of your investment. It's just gonna make you cringe and worry about your own sanity. Actually ask yourself, like, why you're watching this. There's actually a point, this is where I shut it off, in episode 16, where, because some big bad mafia guys lost a ton of money betting on a high school gym competition, which itself is, like, the most ridiculous concept ever. Like, these people are just stupid. They're not evil, they're dumb. The main character decides to murder all of them. And you might think to yourself, oh, yeah, they're bad, they're mafia, like, yeah, they deserve to die. There's a line of dialogue where one of the guys is like, listen, we went out of our way not to kill anybody, right? Like, we're not that kind of group. And the MC is like, you touched my sister, and then set the man on fire. Like, there's nothing good about this show. How did it get made? How did it get 2 seasons? Like, did society collapse in on itself? Am I going crazy? Like, what happened? I need explanations.
I don't know. I mean, all I know is that I don't remember anything from it. Except for, like, a few plot points that pissed me off. And then I completely forgot about the second cur. Like, I just don't remember anything that happened. And even while I look at, like, the character list right now, I can't even remember a lot of the side characters, like, supporting role, because they basically ignored them. Or they didn't really develop them. But the music was cute.
I'm sure it was. You know that Madhouse was responsible for the first season?
Yeah, yeah. That's, yeah. It's kind of, yeah.
This thing published 32 volumes. If I remember right, I didn't know anything about it, and I'm one of those people who's really off, like, light novel adaptations. I generally can't stand light novels, and I can't stand their audience. It's a whole other thing. It's not their fault. Like, it's hard to, like, to like throw away an entire, like, genre of media is a little rough. But, like, one of the problems I have is that the types of light novels that get adapted are obviously the ones that have a really strong audience. The ones that have a really strong audience, that tends to be basically one of two kinds of people. Those are the Fujoshi folks. They can have their stuff. I'm not gonna get in their way. And then the sad, depressed teenage males who only really like one type of thing. And I don't like that thing. So I typically have an eyebrow up at anything that is a light novel adaptation, even if the source material is real and legit and someone has spent time on it. But that's, like, its own set of biases. But I only bring this up to say that someone promoted the original season of this to me on the basis that the light novel had been #1 in Japan, with some volumes have been #1 in Japan for some number of weeks, which to me was like, if you're trying to get me to not watch something, that's a great way to start. But yeah, it's just I don't get it. What is with this like sister con bro con stuff. Like, why? Why are
now
we doing
that was
this?
the main thing that I remembered from the show, and basically as I watched the show, because it definitely was like really slow on the pacing. How long was that tournament arc you said?
It was almost 12 episodes long.
Yeah, no.
And it ended with
can't-
everyone turning into magical girls, which I don't remember. I clearly watched it once, never remembered that.
Oh my god, I don't even remember that, and I fucking love magic.
He literally invented flight and then gave it to his sister so she could become a magical girl.
I remember that. Okay, I do
Yeah.
remember that. I do remember that. Yeah, everyone was freaking the fuck out.
Yes.
Still don't. Yeah. Yes. Still, this isn't a show that I would actively recommend to anyone. I've definitely just been like, yeah, watch that, but I can't tell you in the plot. It had a movie too. Did you watch the movie?
No, I did not know it had a movie. Will not watch this movie.
So are you gonna try to watch the second season, or are you just gonna be like, fuck that?
Oh, I mean, given that I didn't see it, or rather, is it coming out this year, or is it last year?
Yeah, it's coming out. I think it's the next. It's in the next cycle.
Oh shit! Oh no!
I thought that was why you watched it.
No, I was doing something
soon.
else, and I was going down Crunchyroll, and I saw a name of a show that I remembered that I had watched, but when I tried to rack my brain for what it was, like what happened, did I remember anything in it? I couldn't, and so I was like, I'm not going to watch the whole thing. I'm just going to skip to like the middle, and if I remember what's going on, then like great, maybe I'll just have something on the background, but it still took me a while to like figure out what the fuck was happening. Because none of this was familiar to me because I had erased it from my brain, which is what I do when something is absolutely terrible. This is just Ninja Turtles 3 all over again.
Oh god.
So yeah, not good. Don't watch it. I will probably... This sounds like something that's easy content, so I will hate watch the first episode when it airs in, October? And
yeah,
I can't imagine that it's gotten any better. Like, there's no way.
I need to see if the movie is necessary watching. I'm interested in watching the movie because I want to see if it got any. I highly doubt it.
There is no way possible. None at all. And then like the weird like inter-family drama stuff that was supposed to be like, I don't know, the real plot of the show. Like,
so they basically are treating him like shit, right?
Yeah, like
even though he is the best person on the planet, basically.
That's what. Yeah, like because of something his dad did, and like then they live by themselves for some reason because the sister is so into her brother that she's like, fuck it. Even though I'm like gonna be the future matriarch of the family, I'm gonna just like sleep in my brother's bed and smell his clothes. And, like, everyone is, like, weirded out by this, but nobody says anything. It's just a thing.
Oh, I forgot they slept.
That's what I'm saying. It's just so gross. And why? Like, look, I'll be the first one to say...
I had no comment on it when I watched it.
Yeah, like...
2014. Because I was just like, well, maybe this is something that's okay. I mean, it wasn't hentai.
No, but it's like the opposite of hentai. It's like, it's completely asexual, but like, this feels like, this is like, if you told me that this was just like the prelude to like some actual hentai where like the characters just busted off from touching each other, like, I wouldn't be shocked, because it seemed like that weird stuff. Like, you gotta wear a glove, you know, like, I don't know. It's just so strange. Like, what's going on here? And... at some point someone needs to tell me why it is that all of these like light novel protagonists have no personalities whatsoever. Like their personality is that they get incel angry about things occasionally. It's like you triggered me for the last time. Like it just I wouldn't want to live in this world. That's, I think, you know, it's its own kind of interesting topic that maybe we can hit at some point, but like I think that's what drives me to love or hate a series. It's like, would I want to live in this world? Would this be exciting? Would it be fun? You know, or would it be interesting or intriguing? Like, even like horrible worlds, objectively horrible places, like, can be
Yeah.
interesting. This was both horrible and dull, which may be what some people think life in Japan is. I don't know.
No, if some people, I wouldn't take that away as far as like life in Japan. I would just put it on this author for not. I wonder if the light novels are the same. The same. How do I put it? Same mess as the anime. Like, was it? I don't know. Was No, because Madhouse maybe. I feel like Madhouse did the best that they could with what they got. I feel like that's what happened. This is sad because I actually really intended on rewatching this shit before the second season, and now I'm just gonna go watch a compilation of the fight scenes on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Someone had sent me a clip, and I was like, this happened in this show? This actually seems remotely interesting. Like,
well, I feel like that was one of the drawing points, at least for me, is that the concept seemed really fucking cool, but in the application, it kind of just never fucking panned out, ever. It almost seemed what was it? I feel like the protagonist, what the fuck, Shiba, their last name is Shiba, whatever the fuck their names are. Let me find his name. Tatsuya. I felt like he never had. There was no like sense of like. There was no actual threat to him because he was too powerful, and that kind of made it boring for me to a certain point where I was just like, I think going in from the beginning, it was just like, oh, we don't understand this world. They're still world building, they're still building it up, blah blah blah. But after a certain point, I was like, no, this motherfucker just like he's just overpowered.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure this is one of those stories where things got so creepy that the author, like, later on was like, they're not actually related, even though they're from the same parents.
Oh my god, are you?
I'm pretty sure that's what's going on.
Oh no! So they're like stepbrother and sister?
No. This is my point: is that it's clearly a retcon because later on, apparently, someone is telling me that that despite the fact they were born from the same parents, they are genetically distinct.
Oh, bitch!
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's and you know what? You know what? You've taught me something because this is only for one particular kind of crowd. There's only one crowd who cares about this shit. It's those fucking shippers. Every one of them. This is for them. They were like, yo, where's our bread and butter? Who's buying this shit? It's like those degenerates who need the brother and sister to fuck each other. It's them.
Okay, they're different shipping communities, okay? Leave the Fujoshis and the Fudanshis out of it. Listen, the shippers who want to ship this shit, it's like, this is incest. So it's kind of just like,
that's all it is.
This is incest. So y'all need to like that we're all not of the same make and brand. Okay.
We need to get some guests. We need like a woman on here to explain to me how it's possible that a man saves you once and you just devote your whole life to him. Is that how it works?
I can definitely find a guest to do that.
Yeah, like these are the most insulting storylines I ever read. It's like, oh, this guy, like, he's a complete creep and a piece of shit and not my type, but he caught me falling down the stairs and now I'm devoted to him for life. Like, no. No. So, yeah, I don't know. That this has no point. Just don't watch or read Irregular. I'll do it for you. Anyone listening, I'll do it for you. Don't punish yourself with this bullshit.
I'm gonna watch the second season for the song.
See, you're always in a better place. I can appreciate that. I'll probably be so angry. It's like, okay, what other thing is he now also like a super soldier?
Well, they did a really good job on the openings in the opening animation, and then the show itself. It's not good.
The show is literally about magicians, and he's also a fucking ninja. There's no need for this. I don't understand. Who is this for? Why?
Listen, somebody's loving it, man.
I guess so. That nigga is rich. Just laughed all the way to the
Oh, he
break.
is rich. I forgot. I'm okay.
Unbelievable. Well, all right. Well,
Anyways.
I don't even know if that's a hot take. That's just my brain exploding.
Yeah, the hot take: don't suffer through the irregular and Magic High School.
I'm so angry. Why did I do this to myself? Why do I do this to myself?
I don't understand why you watch that shit in the first place. Like,
I think it comes with having too much of an ego sometimes, where you remember like, oh, I liked this, so you trust yourself, and then you go and realize like you ate shit. Like, why did you watch it in the first place? It was awful.
oh god. Okay, let's get away from them.
Yeah, let's far away. I want to talk about things that are good. Please, God, something good.
Oh boy. Well,